So let's talk about that architect relationship, which you talked about just a minute ago, Ted. How do you work with architects and interior designers as it relates to that builder-client architect relationship?
Well, it's a little bit different model for us. We're kind of different than a lot of builders where the builder will get a client, take him to the architect, drop him off and saying, okay, I'll see you in 3 or 4 months when the plans are almost done. And that's just not who we are. So we're very involved in the design. So my client and I enter a design agreement, then I make the architect selection and bring them in to work with us on that job.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's a little different than I would say most people do. And again, it's just because I like to be involved in it. And as I'm getting a little bit older, I don't know if you could tell, I still want to have my hand in design as long as I can. So I just really enjoy that, and then be able to pass that off to my team to be on the building side. We're literally pouring a slab this morning here, started about an hour ago. I'm not going to be there. But we've got a full VP of construction and 3 project managers, and so we're on top of it. So I'm comfortable with that. But I can still be involved in the design on it. And as far as interior designers, we kind of do a similar thing where we rotate. We try not to get just, a relationship with only one. And again, one that maybe is a little bit better at this architectural style, or this is a person that needs to have more of a support staff because of the size of the project. We're in design one right now that's about 10,000 living. It's about 14,000 on the roof. And I know the interior designer I need to use needs to have a bigger team to have support, be able to handle what that job's going to require versus the lady who's just one person. And I just
Hmm.
don't know that that'd be a good fit for this project.
I think that's an important point that I just want to reiterate here is that by you controlling the selection of that architect and or interior designer, what it puts you in then is you're the hub, you're that advisory
Right.
role, and that people come to you first because the challenge of course is what you talked about. Some builders just drop that client off at the architect. Now the architect is the hub.
Right.
And now I always feel like the builder now is playing catch up because the client always wants to, the builder suggests something, and what does the client say? Well, let me run that by the architect,
Mhm.
right? See what they say. And then they come back and say something, and before you know it, the architect suggested something that blows their budget, and now you potentially lose the deal. But I like that. I like that a lot, and that also allows you to do what we talked about with motif, in that if you have all these architects, and architects obviously typically have a specific niche or design that they like to stick with, and then you could say, well, yeah, I'm going to interview you. You want to go this direction here, so I'm going to put you with the team that is best suited for that direction. But you're still the hub of it, so that's really smart, and so something new I learned about you as well.
Well, we're also the hub we try to be. So when he gets his first sales call, when we go out them, and if they have a lot or trying to decide on a lot selection, typically we build on acreage, then we'll go out and walk the property with them. And now we're the wise counselor guidance person that can help them make a selection, because I'm going to be looking at different things other than the pretty tree they're focused on as far as drainage and site backs and setbacks and just other things to help them make a wise choice on the lot. So we really try to get in there first when they hadn't even bought a lot yet, so we can kind of help them focus on neighborhoods and what's best school system for them and their kids, or they're retiring soon, how far hospitals away. We just throw out a lot of information again because we've done so many different things in the last 20 years. Really feel like we can help them. Really feel like we can help them.
You also mentioned to me in a different conversation that you're starting to do more, was the word estate, where you're going on that acreage and then you're building maybe multiple buildings or with this landscape design. So how does that, I guess, I don't know if you tried to go that direction or if it just sort of fell in your lap, but explain to us a little bit about what's going on there.